We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the roadway, but for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice, a reflection of your key.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the dark side of you, your inner voice to be precise, an echo of the balance and consequence of your actions.
Can't believe you'd choose that thing over me. But
That thing? I'm right here. Let me remind you, we're two.
better half.
The best end is the one you decide yourself, and it seems.
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. This is not the time nor place to end this story. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began and the tree of life started to die. might keep you dry at least. Oil sludges everywhere. For most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Watch you flex. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. Pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they under the stress, rods that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Super effective. Sharp. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just... He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and the legend of the one-eyed child that grew up. The child could have been anyone, but the There's no doubt you're the child. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the... It was after... Had it not been... Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Mooma knows you are here. Sounds like he thinks she does, despite your heart growing dark. There's nothing as powerful as a Mooma's love. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. The Nono You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The small tree you saw up there. You'll need to support the tree for a long time. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono was... Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, he says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes looking for you. You did good here today. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived. Records tell of the His friend Gizmo is working on a Mechton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast.
Kutevun poputue.
Out of date says his
Ya yumawa ba lo yualu ba lo otolo.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the fight. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by... He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the tree... He doesn't know what you're... Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions. He's grateful for that. You still...
That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're...
There's out of date again. He must have missed something important. Out of date says you will make... The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of who you choose, it won't... The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of date. He believes the tribe Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone. Chin up. That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Says the Sifu decides who the Sifu.
Fanen aginkan man. Geratna fal hutut mustugai lavute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as... But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. He heard you took out-of-date side against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping you. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples. Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it consisted of... Myriad wants unity between the tribes. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. He was hoping you'd join. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with... Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to... He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war that bonds as much as it breaks.
Get a one thing.
tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon.
I feel I'm going to drinking.
Seeing
Get out of falling.
he remembers your kind.
Jekyll thinking.
Anyway,
Jekyll thinking.
you have things to do, places to go to.
Mus.
Understands you have...